Okay.
And we are live.
All right.
And we have Marvin Ratcliffe first.
Okay. Mr. Radcliffe, case number 194-834-471. Marvin Keith Radcliffe, the charge is no operator's license on person. Count 2 of that same ticket, driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. And count 3, no insurance. If Mr. Marvin Keith Radcliffe is in the virtual courtroom, please identify yourself, sir, by saying your full name.
Marvin Keith Ratcliffe.
Thank you. Who's representing Mr. Radcliffe?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Daniel Wazak. My bar number is P35225. We will consent to Zoom proceeding and waive in-court presence.
Thank you very much. And all matters for Mr. Radcliffe are scheduled for pretrial today. Mr. Wazak, how is Mr. Radcliffe proceeding?
I did review the matters with Mr. Ratcliffe. Judge, he'd like to accept the city's offer. He would plead to an amended count of improper plates. The other 2 matters would be dismissed. And I would advise the court that he's corrected the other violations that are being dismissed.
Wonderful. Now, improper plates, would that be for count 2?
Yes, Judge, it is.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Radcliffe, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation? And Mr. Radcliffe, your lawyer explained to you, did he not, that you have the right to a trial, and normally that trial would be held inside the 36th District Court, but because of the pandemic, the courthouse is closed to the public. And so your lawyers indicated that you have consented to participate on the Zoom technology. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And Mr. Radcliffe, did you have an opportunity to speak to your attorney about all of your rights?
Yes.
Sir, did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
And sir, do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are waiving or giving up your right to a trial?
Yes.
And sir, in spite of giving up your right to a trial, it's my understanding you wish to go forward with a guilty plea. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn. Sir, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe, you may lower your hand. And sir, on the date, the time, and the location indicated in the ticket ending in 834-472, were you driving a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And so were you stopped by a police officer?
Yes.
Did that officer ask you for the title to that vehicle or registration?
Yes.
All right, sir, that count is going to be amended to improper plates, but the factual basis was to the unregistered or untitled vehicle. Mr. Wazak, are you satisfied, sir?
Yes, Judge, I am.
The court will accept the guilty plea. We will dismiss the other 2 counts previously read into the record. The fine for improper plates, sir, is going to be $145 or $105. I'm sorry, $105. Madam Clerk, are there any reinstatement fees for Mr. Radcliffe? I don't hear her. Mr. Radcliffe, oh, I'm sorry.
On all 3 counts.
There are reinstatement fees on all 3 counts?
Yes, there's 1 on each ticket, Your Honor.
Okay, and what that means, Mr. Radcliffe, is that sometimes even when your ticket is dismissed, and I am or have dismissed the other 2 counts, the Secretary of State will impose a mandatory reinstatement fee. And the court can't do anything to change that. It's the Secretary of State's requirement as a condition of reinstating your license. So you'll have 3 of those. So that's going to be an additional 15, $135. So $105 plus $135 in reinstatement fees. So $240 is your grand total. Are you able to pay that, sir, in 30 days?
Can I say something?
Sure.
I actually paid all 3 of those tickets, and I paid 3 bonds on those. I paid the Secretary of State. I have my license, insurance, and registration. I was in. Yes, I was informed all this will be dismissed when I come back and I just show my license, my registration, and my insurance. I already paid all this money.
What he's,
$300
I'm sorry,
in
Judge,
bonds,
what
Your
he's,
I'm sorry, there was a lot going.
There are 3 bonds posted on this matter, each one for $100 each, Your Honor.
Okay. And now, Mr. Wozak, what were you going to say, sir?
Your Honor, I did review those documents. Ms. Horn, the city attorney, was willing to reduce and dismiss the 2 tickets in light of the fact that he did correct everything, but she is asking for the payment of a fine because on the day of the ticket, none of that paperwork was available or current.
Okay, now what about the fact that he says he already has his license reinstated? Would the Secretary of State have done that without the payment of, or are they counting the bonds that he paid as his payment of reinstatement fee? Actually, you won't have to pay anything additional because as a practical matter, Mr. Radcliffe, we will apply your bonds. So we owe you money. You've paid $300 in bonds.
Yes.
And if we apply that to the $240 that you owe,
I paid a reinstatement fee as well, ma'am, to the Secretary of State.
you paid it to the Secretary of State or to the 36th District Court?
So I paid you guys for the tickets and the bonds, and I paid the Secretary of State the reinstatement fee. I already have my license.
That's entirely possible, Judge. As far as I can tell, for this gentleman, Mr. Radcliffe, these were set for pretrial. They were not in warrant status. So these tickets would not affect or hold up his license, which is why they were able to issue him. These tickets had always been properly on court track.
Okay.
And Your Honor, Tamika Horn on behalf of the City of Detroit, P70303. I guess I'm interested in knowing what are the tickets that he's paid and that process. Like a case summary or that shows what that Madam Clerk may be able to provide.
Okay, maybe we can do that off the live stream.
That will work because the people would be inclined to dismiss, Your Honor, if he's had a substantial amount that he's already taken care of.
But Mr. Radcliffe, I understand you saying you didn't have a lot of tickets. You just had these 3, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
you paid for these 3.
Yes, I paid for those 3. They all 3 of them had bonds on them, I think. So I paid 3 bonds and 3 tickets.
So how much money do you think you paid altogether?
At least about $1,000-something.
Really?
Yes.
Well, the Secretary of State won't keep your reinstatement fee. That's not the 36th District Court's requirement. So if you've already satisfied that requirement with the Secretary of State, the 36th District Court won't collect it. And we will only hold that money, the $105, and we will apply your bond in satisfaction of that 1 ticket. But Ms. Horn says that she may dismiss that depending on what the clerk has in the system. So, Mr. Radcliffe,
Yes.
can we ask you to just wait until we finish the other, how many people do we have? 3?
Yes, 3.
Hang around, we can put you back in the waiting room and then we'll check. the system and see what that reflects so we know how much money you're gonna get back. You're gonna get back some money though.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so just wait a minute and we'll, if you just go back in the waiting room for a few minutes, we'll see how much money you're gonna get back.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
so
thank you, Judge.
thank you, thank you. All right, is anyone else ready?
Ms. Ridgedell is ready. They brought her into the courtroom, Judge.
Okay, Camilla Ridgell. Camilla Ridgell. Case number SP 121-74191. Camilla Ridgell. The charge is no insurance. Count 2, that same ticket, improper plates. And count 3 of that same ticket, driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. Also SP 121-74211, same defendant, improper display of plates. So those are 4 matters for Miss Camilla Ridgell. Miss Ridgell, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please identify yourself by saying your name for the record.
Camellia Ridgell.
Thank you. Who's representing Miss Ridgell?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Wozak on behalf of the defendant will waive in-court presence and agree to appear via Zoom.
Thank you, sir. And how are you proceeding with Miss Ridgell?
Your Honor, there's a recommendation she would like to accept on the 3-count ticket. She would plead to count 2 improper plates straight up, and the other 3 matters would be dismissed.
All right. Ms. Ridgell, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes.
And Ms. Ridgell, you understand that normally you would have the right to a trial, and that trial would take place in a normal world inside the 36th District Court, but because of the pandemic, the courthouse is closed to the public, and so your attorney has represented that you've agreed to participate on Zoom technology today. Is that right?
Yes.
Ms. Ridgell, did you have an opportunity to speak to your attorney about all of your rights?
Yes.
Ma'am, did anyone threaten you, force you, promise you, or offer you anything in exchange for your plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are waiving or giving up your right to a trial?
Yes.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Ms. Ridgell, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Ma'am, you may lower your hand. On the ticket ending in 174192, were you driving a motor vehicle on the date, the time, and the location indicated in that ticket?
Yes.
Were you stopped by a police officer?
Yes.
Were the plates on that vehicle improper?
Yes.
Mr. Wozak, are you satisfied? You're muted, Mr. Wozak. Are you satisfied?
I'm sorry, Judge. Yes, I am.
All right, the court will accept the guilty plea being satisfied with the factual basis. We will accept the recommendation to dismiss all other matters previously read into the record. Your fine is going to be $105. $45, I believe, reinstatement fee. Is that right, Madam Clerk? Or
Yes, Your Honor.
does she have more than one reinstatement fee?
Let me look. She actually does not have any reinstatement fees, Your Honor.
Oh, she won't have reinstatement fee for the charge she pled to?
No, ma'am.
All right then, $105 is the total for you, Ms. Ridgell, and we can give you 30 days to pay. Do you need more time than that?
No.
Okay, thank you so much. You have any questions?
No, thank you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. And you may disconnect from the hearing. And Madam Clerk, who is next, please?
That would be Melinda Reed.
Melinda Reed. All righty. This is case number SP 11993-011. Melinda Shirley Reed,
Yes.
unregistered or untitled vehicle, and and the same ticket count 2 is improper plates. Also, SP 11993-021. Same defendant, no proof of insurance. All matters are set for pretrial. If Miss Melinda Shirley Reed is in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
Melinda Shore Reed.
Thank you, Miss Reed. And who's representing Miss Reed?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Wozak on behalf of the defendant will waive in-court presence and agree to proceed via Zoom.
Thank you. And what is Miss Reed pleading to today?
Your Honor, she's going to plead to the improper plate count 2 of the ticket ending in 301, and the other matters will be dismissed.
Thank you. Miss Reed, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Reed, you understand that normally you would have the right to a trial, and that trial would be held in the 36th District Court in person. But because of the pandemic, the courthouse is closed to the public. And so your lawyer has indicated you have agreed to participate on the Zoom technology. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Reed, did you have an opportunity to speak to your attorney about all of your rights?
Yes.
And did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty, you will be waiving or giving up your right to a trial?
Yes.
Ms. Reed, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. Ms. Reed, on the date, the time, and the location indicated in the ticket ending in 93012. Were you driving a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you stopped by a police officer?
Yes.
Were the plates on that vehicle improper?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Wozak, are you satisfied, sir?
Yes, Judge, I am.
The court will accept the guilty plea, being satisfied with the factual basis. We will also accept the recommendation to dismiss the remaining 2 counts previously read into the record. Your fine is $105. I don't know, are there any mandatory fees for Ms. Reed, Madam Clerk?
There are no reinstatement fees, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Reed, you only owe that $105. You have 30 days to pay. Is that going to be enough time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right then. And you know you can pay online at 36districtcourt.org or on the DivDebt app. Do you have any questions, Ms. Reed?
No, ma'am.
I hope I did. Did I dismiss the other matters previously read into the record? If I didn't, I'm doing that now. And if there are no questions, Ms. Reed, you may disconnect from the hearing.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else ready to go on the live stream?
Bakira Rollins should be ready, Judge. And Mr. Ratcliffe is back.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still working with this. My mistake. One moment, Mr. Ratcliffe.
Okay. The court is calling SP 121-68661, Bakira Rollins, no insurance. Also SP 121-68621, same defendant, failure to stop at a stop sign. And count
That's
two
me.
of that ticket is driving in an unsafe manner. If
Your phone.
Bakira Rollins is in the virtual.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Please say your name for the record.
Bakira Rollins.
Thank you. Who's representing Ms. Rollins?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Wozak with the defendant will waive in-court presence and agree to appear via Zoom.
Thank you. And Mr. Wozak. Madam Prosecutor, I don't mean to have been ignoring you. I see you on the screen. Did you want to place your appearance on the record, Madam Prosecutor?
Yes, I'm present.
No, Your Honor. Tamika Horn on behalf of the city. I'm fine. I'm just been watching proceedings and waiting for if you need a call, waiting for any help.
All right.
Okay.
If anyone's watching, I just want them to make sure they know who you are. All right. Mr. Wozak, how do you wish to proceed with Ms. Rollins?
Your Honor, there's an offer from the city. If she pleads responsible to count two, the other matters would be dismissed. She would like to do that.
Count two, is that driving in an unsafe manner?
Yes, Judge, she did actually run the stop sign.
Okay, so is she pleading to running the stop sign or driving in an unsafe manner?
The unsafe manner ticket is what the city would like.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Ms. Rollins, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And ma'am, I think that charge is a civil infraction. Am I correct, Mr. Wozak, or is that a misdemeanor?
It is in fact a civil infraction, Judge. The plea would be responsible.
All right.
And
sir.
we would stipulate to the face of the ticket.
Thank you very much. I really do not need to swear you in or to take a factual basis. Your lawyers indicated you're stipulating to the factual basis.
Yes.
So we will accept that responsible plea on your behalf to the ticket ending in 216-8622.
Thank you.
All right, and Ms. Rollins, that fine is going to be $130. Wait, let me see.
Oh my God. Okay.
Is the fine going to be to the stop sign or the, because there is no civil infraction that specifically says unsafe manner.
And Your Honor, Tamika, with the city of Detroit, it's my understanding that that particular count is a 2-point civil infraction moving violation. I'm not sure if you can see that on your fine sheet. And the stop sign would have been 3 points.
Okay, so my sheet doesn't say so, but is the amount the same, $130? Probably so, is it?
Madam Clerk?
No, Your Honor, it is 170.
Oh, okay. $170 is the fine. And because it's a civil infraction, Ms. Rollins, you have a period of 14 days to pay. Are you going to need more time than that?
Definitely.
Okay. Are you employed, Ms. Rollins?
No, I received SSI and I'm a lung cancer patient.
Okay, so how much time do you think you need? If we give you 30 days, would that be
Yeah.
sufficient?
That's
All
fine.
right, we'll give you 30 days to pay that $170. Any questions, Miss Rollins? You can pay that online, 3634.org. Okay, ma'am. All right, if you have no questions, Miss Rollins, you may disconnect. Thank you.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Luck with your